ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ostriv. This is going to be a new series for the channel. I'm a little bit late behind everybody else, but I figured I've been playing this a couple of times, and I thought, let's do a whole series on it, start over, do a whole new series for the channel. Currently running Alpha 4 Patch 7. Which I think is the latest, and probably will be for the foreseeable future, I would imagine. I think, what should we pick? We need to pick something with a bit of water. I like the water. I don't really want this one because I think this is a bit too much. We need something with rivers in. I quite like this map 9. I might change that to spruces, just because. So we'll pick map 9, I think. And here we are. Oh, I do believe we have a lot of rock in this one. Yes, a lot of stone deposits. I don't think I can actually build on this side. Just check that out. No, inaccessible, so I think we've got to build on the mainland over here. But that does present a very interesting spot for us to build, because we got plenty of stone there, and we got limestone over there. So if we actually take over this whole sort of quadrant here, I might just quickly pause that before we run out of time. We take over this section here for our village. Should work out nicely. So what we'll do is we'll plump the camp right down there. Or actually, I can see in the top left corner there, so we have the whole map to play on. We could actually, if this gets that far, grow into quite a population. Alright, so the first thing it's done is to do is build a forestry. Let's go and massacre all of the forests. As the front is there with that green, when you hover over there and you get a can't be placed, it actually shows you where the front is, and that's that green marker. I'm sort of tempted to put that just like that, which should give us a fairly decent thing. Now I know the other thing that we are going to need. We're going to need a clay pit. And that I might, for differences, place sort of over here. I'm pretty sure that actually you can pretty much place these anywhere. But I kind of like the idea of having this time next to the riverbank. And then we are going to need housing. 9 of them, if I remember rightly. Now, do we want riverside housing, or do we want to go? I think for this part we'll go with the riverside. Now I know you can change up the size of the gardens for these first ones. We will just put in 3 like that. Unfortunately, during the non-snowy months, it's a bit difficult to see the housing boundaries. What we'll do is we'll do that. Now, unfortunately, what I've done has been very stupid. not giving myself enough room here because that now is occupied. But that doesn't matter. Curl that in a little. And then at least they don't, because these will all move once the buildings are replaced with their equivalent building. I get that. Right, so if we hit F1, we can now do an alteration. And possibly done a little easier, like that. And then start construction. Yep, there we go. What we got? 6, so we need 9 altogether. So what I'll do is start that again, do the same again. That back off the water. Get up the house. A little bit there. Did I just rotate the house completely around? Yeah, I did. LCD is playing up because I want to line it that way, but when I line it that way, it's not aligned with another part, so I'm gonna have to deal with it. So that's 7. So, for the house here, I kind of want this first batch to be all ones with gardens, so that we have a bit of a production. Being able to edit this is really good these days. Yeah, I know it should be inside the fenced area. Here you go. Now you're inside the fenced area. You can try and pull that a little closer like that. Because then that gives us a straighter edge to mark the next one. Yes, I know I'm absolutely doing an absolutely terrible job of putting these in. 6 and 8. The house should be inside the fenced area. I think it was inside the fenced area. Ah, okay. I see. I can now do that. Down like that. Have a nice larger garden one on the end there. Okay, so that should be our first set. So let's start everybody off, and then they all go and get to work. So what we can do is we can speed up the gameplay, which will give us a quicker build. And I do love the way that these throw up these houses. Let's just look at that in real time for a second. I mean, strong men. Huge, great girded beams. And they're picking them up as if they're twigs. Well, the way these come together is quite industrious. And quite brilliant, I think. So we have to get these 9 houses in before December, before it starts to snow. Right, so you now are going to need at least 2 workers, as they require a minimum of 2 for safety. Okay, so the clay pit should have been dug, and yep. And now they'll all get to work on their first house. Clay pit requires nobody. It just infinitely provides clay. Here we go for our first house going up. So unfortunately all the women do not do any of the building, but this is the 1700s, and they have equally important roles when it comes to the gathering and the creation and the teaching, and so it's a proper village where everyone has a job, everybody has a purpose, and everything gets done. So they should be nice and busy, grabbing firewood and planks, and later on we'll get once they've cut down a good section of this, we'll get a new area put in so that we never run out of trees in this area. But we will be expanding above and around the wall, all into all the other interesting places. Nope, still on for the 9 houses, so we'll just sit and watch. And what I might well do is speed this up so that we get to the point where we have all the houses done. And one of the other beautiful things about this is the paths that are drawn as they're walking around. You start to see all of the pathways that they use regularly, and turning them into roads. So, still working on the second house. Back to the time lapse. So here we are, we have now 4 houses left. We're in the middle. We're sort of March, April, May, June, July, August, 6 months in. And nearly finished constructing the houses. As you can see, this person is growing a lot of what looks like marrow and cabbage. I haven't a clue what this one's growing. Could be garlic, could be onions, could be potatoes. We will find out once we put a granary in. Well, once we actually they start harvesting the things out, we will actually, you'll see them in here, what they've got, what's new, because they all kind of start with this basic set, and anything new that comes in there will show up, and then we can use that. But what I do know that we are going to need, because it's going to come up fairly soon, if I can find it, is a thatchery. Because otherwise we are going to have no thatch. So what we'll do is we'll put that in there like that. And then the other thing that I know it's going to want, because the carts are wearing out, it's going to want a carpenter's. So, which way's the front? That way. So if I turn this around, make this... try and get above. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not 100% symmetrical, because, yeah, let's face it, back then nothing ever was. It was all done by guesstimation and eye. So that will do. Although it throws my OCD completely out of the window. So that should be a carpenter's, so we need that. And the other thing we are going to need, because it's going to throw a fit after that, will be the smithy. Because we're going to run out of nails very soon. So that will actually fit on the back of there, and then we have this little industrial block out here. And we have this little block out here. Next to all the reed, because that's plenty of reed to make the thatch. And yeah, it should be good. So far we're down to 3 houses left. We're gonna need a warehouse to remove the storehouse. And then we're gonna need a town hall to replace the camp center, and then everything that's sort of left here will be able to disappear. And once those 2 are in, I can start thinking about putting extra cart storage and new stuff in there. And then maybe some decoration and some fencing and such to beautify the area. So let's speed this back up again. Get those last 4 houses built. We are going to need a granary. Not much is sure, so what we might do is let's get a bench. Let's put a few benches in for people to sit outside and rest. Oh, and then the other thing I know that we're going to have to do at some point is we will need graveyard for when the first old age deaths occur. Let's put a gazebo, I think, on the end. Feeling generous. Should we point it out? We'll point it out towards the water. Give everybody a nice little view. that one's got to be built, so that's fine. And put some dog rose bushes around. Oh, that should look nice. So what I might do is I might keep this area here for a chapel. Or at least as much as I can. Unfortunately, I don't think you can actually protect... Oh, actually you can. Okay, you can protect individual trees. That's good. So I could actually sit and protect all of these trees and keep it nice. I might well do that. We will see. So we got 3 houses left. And we got 2 houses left. So I built an extra house. Always useful. Get some extra manpower into the village. Yeah, I like that. That sort of little curved words escape me. Residential area. That's a nice flow to it. Probably completely impractical, and other city builders are sitting there screaming at the screen going, this is not what you should be doing and this is terrible. But it's my village, I don't care. So, it's now October, we have 1 more house left to build before the snow sets. That's another nice thing that comes with this, where the snow gently builds up and then melts away come spring. It's not just an instantaneous thing, it's actually really cleverly done. Right, I guess the carts are going to be not too bad, wearing out soon. Not doing too badly. We can actually remove all of these things. That's good. I'm just waiting for this one to disappear. I guess then I can carry this batch of houses. But there's also a part of me that kind of doesn't want to. Maybe just put another one here. And then something else in the middle of here. I'll have to see how it goes. Completely winging it. There we go. Build a thatchery. 830 thatch left. Once you've done your 9 houses, you start getting low. So the thatchery should be the next thing after. So what we'll do is we'll plant that one in. And we will move that house to the end for the time being, because we will have enough to get these in. And then once winter sets in, this building will be really useful, because then there's not much else that can be done with these. Like, these houses are not going to produce any crops this year. Here we go. Yeah, so we have marrow and cabbage in that one. Onions, garlic and beetroot. Nice. Good selection. But at the moment they're not sharing. They're all a bit stingy, so that's not really very nice. But once we put a granary in, then we will get some market stalls in, and we will see them sharing. What have they got? Nothing at the moment. Okay, so obviously some were a bit too late for their organic growth. The thatchery has now been completed, so we need some workers for that. Since we've got quite a few not doing anything, that lot can go off to work and collect us a whole heap of those. See, and now we need to build a smithy because we're running out of nails. So, I actually was slightly the wrong way around, but we should have enough because I don't think... Oh, we do need nails to build the smithy. Additional retiring in queue, so it's got all the nails it needs, it just needs wood and clay, which is not a problem. That's got all its resources, so that's not a problem. Right, so we make that. That should go on and start doing... repairing the carts. And here we are in December. And the snow is falling. Isn't it pretty? So the smithy is now partially being built. Didn't really line that up very well, did I? Not good. I love the snow. It does make everywhere look pretty. No matter where you live. It always makes the world look a bit prettier. That's the clay part done. Now I'm working on the roof. And we can get someone in there to work to produce us some nails. So the next thing we have to do is we're going to need to import iron at some point. Because I don't think... I know we have a smeltery. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. What I actually wanted to do was read about it. Produces iron. That's what I wanted to do to help. Okay, smeltery produces iron by heating ore in a furnace using charcoal. That's the other thing we need to do is put some charcoal in. So it takes one unit of iron takes 5 units of charcoal and 5 units of iron ore to produce essential smell. Okay. So it's can't work in the winter when rivers are covered with ice. So again, it's a seasonal thing. Though you would kind of think if the smeltery was actually running, it would melt the ice all around it. So, what I actually want to do here, production, charcoal pit. I want to put these reasonably close to the actually meant the smithy, because without charcoal he can't do anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 charcoal all down the back of there. Okay, so everywhere is up, everywhere is running, the gazebo is being built, not that that's of much use to anybody at the moment. And that is, we are now in January. So, thank you everybody for joining us. That is year 1 done. And if you'd like to see more of this series, and you know, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video.